It is August 21st. Woohoo. We still have lots of time left in this month. I was like kind of having a panic attack. Then I realized there's still like more than a week and a half left. So no big deal. So time definitely to hit those goals still. I know, I think most of us would say this beginning of the month started off kind of slow, but I feel like all of a sudden, like I'm starting to get momentum, and all those crazy amounts of conversations that I had at the beginning of the month are like starting to get rolling. So even if it's not for you, you guys, even if tomorrow and Thursday start like sorry, someone was on mute. um, get those conversations rolling, and start adding lots of people. And I am proposing a challenge, and I'm going to post in our team page, and anybody else who wants to steal this idea that's not on our team page, please do. But I really, really, really need to talk about the coaching opportunity more. And I don't mean like a call to action coach opportunity post. I mean like sharing what I do. And I did one tonight that was a little more direct, but I mean sharing on the daily. Like I really want to go either live or just share a post this week about how fortunate and blessed I was to be able to be home with our sick little baby last week, our Fenway, who we lost. So just not going to get emotional about that. But like, I need to share about how blessed I was because of this opportunity, that I didn't have to go to a job. I got to be home with him and love on him, until the day he was gone. And so that is just one real way to share that. I also could share the financial part of that, how it wasn't a crazy burden on us to be able to take care of him and do him right all the way to the end. And so just stuff like that. Or if you are running to the post office, like if you have time off because of coaching, you get to go do that, right? Or if you get to spend extra time with your family or take a trip, like just sharing how coaching has allowed you to do different things. And so my little challenge to you guys is starting tomorrow through Sunday to make a post every single day, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, that has to do with coaching and how it's impacted your life. Okay. And it might just be like having friendships. It might be having that accountability and support through your challenge group. It might be the financial part. It could be anything. So think about all the ways that coaching has impacted your life. Okay. Jenna, boom, digits. I mean dignity. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. And so I want to challenge you guys to do this Tuesday through Sunday. And if you see each other posting, hey, please love on each other and like each other's stuff, or post in the team page those posts that you've created so we can go love on you and support you with that. So that's my challenge to you. Do we want a little incentive with that? You know how I am. I love giving gifts. What should it be? Maybe if what did Jenny say? We're going to be doing daily coach posts and ooh, I like that. So 2 coach invites daily along with sharing part of your coaching story. I like that. Now, if you do that, and we're going to check in to our team page, Jenny, I don't know how you want to do that, if you want to check into your team pages as well. But just sharing simply each day what your post was. So sharing that link, and then maybe the 2 people that you invited below, you can just put it in the comments or in your post. Sound good? And I'll share this on the team page again so we know what's up and if you're not on the call. But yeah, I think that would be such a fantastic way to get the ball rolling on sharing the coach opportunity more, sharing what we do, and also getting inviting. So yeah. Social savvy, Jenna Lynn. Oh yeah. Whatever happened to that?
Right. I still have that like on my shortcuts. And I loved that group because we would always post even nugget posts or call to action posts. And then we would know it was just like a coaching page, right? But we would post our personal call to action posts. So then let's say Cassie posts on Social Savvy, I know to go to Cassie's profile and show that post love, or she's just sharing this was an awesome engagement post. If you guys want to use it, feel free. So it's basically a Facebook group for kind of sharing, call to action posts, nuggets, and just to kind of share love back and forth.
Yeah. And it's just called Social Savvy. So
what if we make a group just for the people who are committed to doing it? So like everyone who's committed to showing up every single day and doing it, just make a group, and people can join it if you don't want to. That's totally cool. If you don't want to grow your income,
Right.
I'm done.
Love it, Jenny. Sound good, you guys? Any questions on that? Looks like we got a plan. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. That makes me sad, but you should do it. It's not that hard. You have to post anyway, and we should be inviting anyway. So, yes. All right, guys. Cool. Well, Sarah Davis has so graciously offered to do part of our team call tonight. And I believe she's going to be talking a little bit about fear, which raise your hand if you've had fear in coaching. If your hand's not up, you're totally a liar. There's something you've been fearful, right? I'm fearful like every time I go live, and I do it anyway. I know I'm still fearful of like really growing my business. So I will tell you that almost 3 years in that I still have fear. So yes. And Jenny, you just go ahead and stuff your face, girlfriend. Do what you need to do. Looking at the chat. All right, Sarah, take it away, friend.
Okay. So, hi guys. I'm Sarah. I have been a coach for just about a year now, and it's really funny that I'm talking about fear because I am like terrified to do this right now. So, talk about stepping out of my comfort zone. But the one reason that I wanted to talk about fear was because this is something that literally held me back for the longest time. And then when I would start getting over like a fear about maybe inviting to coaching or inviting to like a challenge group, then I was challenged with inviting to like the coaching opportunity, and I like completely froze. Like I got paralyzed, I froze. And so I just I'm like finally getting to a point where I'm feeling comfortable. Not like overly comfortable quite yet, but the one thing that has helped me obviously is personal development. And recently I came across a podcast called My Virtual Upline or Your Virtual Upline. Has anybody ever like listened to this one? It's so good. Okay. His name is Bob Heilig. And I came across one of his podcasts talking about fear. And it's so awesome because he was talking about how we all have like these two lives. You have like the life you live, and then you have the life that is unlived inside of you. And what that means is that like the greatness that's inside of you that is just waiting to get out, but you won't let it because you're letting fear hold you back. You're too afraid. And so you're facing resistance. And so like what I wanted to talk was a little bit about that is because he also commented about how you should take that fear and use it as a compass because it's holding you back from becoming great and doing great things. And so you should take that fear and use it as a compass because usually the things that we fear the most are the things that are challenging us, and the things that if we can confront them and face them are the things that are going to help us grow. So for instance, I am terrified to invite to the coaching opportunity, or I'm slowly getting over that. But the reason I was terrified was because I still feel like I'm kind of new at this. Like I don't have a ton of coaches underneath of me. The ones that are underneath of me are my friends. So when I talked to them, I didn't get like super stressed out about all the questions that they might have or anything. But the other thing that he had said was that it's not so much about knowing all the answers and being perfect and having all the information. It's about being able to be confident and to transfer that confidence and that to the person to help them believe that they can do it too. So it's not necessarily about having like all the answers. It's just about being confident enough to transfer your belief onto them that they can do it too. And then the rest kind of like falls into place from that. Let's see here. Sorry, I just want to look at my notes because like I said, I'm kind of nervous. I don't usually look off my notes because otherwise I end up just reading straight from the paper. So I kind of bounced around. Hold on. I mean, like seriously, if you guys think about it, like the thing that you fear the most, if you were just able to do it, like where would that take you in your business? You know, like just answer, like sit down and just think about that. Because for all of us, it's different. Some of you guys, it's like inviting to challenge groups. Some of you guys, it's posting. Some of you guys, it's going live. Some of you guys, it's inviting to the coaching opportunity. So like if you were to actually just do it, where would that get you in your business? And then the other thing is that, like I said, like listening to personal development, I love this podcast, but some of the other great like personal development things that I've done are listen to audiobooks. And one of the ones I love is Eat That Frog, because it talks about like the thing that you like kind of dread doing the most. Do it first thing in the morning, because then you have done it, and that's usually the thing that's going to push you forward in your business and whatnot. So like if that's inviting for you, just wake up and do it like first thing, so that way you don't have time to think about it the rest of the day. It's already over with. You don't have to worry about it. And another thing, personal development book that I listened to on Audible was The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers, because this also helped me kind of get over my fears, because it's helped me grow inside and in my own mind to believe that I can and I am capable of being a coach and being successful with it and helping other people. And so the Miracle Morning for Network Marketers specifically, it's all about like positive affirmations and starting your day on the right foot. But not just that, but actually it starts the night before you go to bed, going to bed with a positive mindset. So that way when you wake up in the morning, you are waking up fresh and renewed, and you're ready to get out of bed. You're excited to get out of bed. And then the rest kind of falls into place from there. So I feel like that's all I kind of have on my little note list here. So if you're scared of doing something, just tackle it head on, because the more you face it, the easier it's going to get and the less it's going to take hold on you. The more you face your fears, the easier it's going to get. And I literally, when I started this a year ago, was so terrified. Like I couldn't push send. I had major anxiety. Like I wanted to, but I just feared what people would think of me, what people would say, that they wouldn't think I was qualified to do this, that they would think that I was being insincere in my messages, which is like the last thing that I want people to think, because that's like for me, being sincere and helping people is like what I'm all about, and I don't want them to get the wrong impression. So you just have to like work on your own mental state, I guess. And from there, I guess the rest kind of falls into place. So that's what I got.
Thank you, Sarah. Oh my gosh, who else's mind was just blown by that? And Steph, you like rewrote that. Yes, if you did the thing that that scares you the most, where would you be? I want to challenge all of you right now to like write one thing, if you can chat right now, if you're not on your phone. I don't think, like, what is that one thing that like you have fear about or scares you the most right now in your business? You don't have to do this, but, and maybe it doesn't have to be the number one thing, but what is that thing? Inviting to coaching, going live about coaching. Yeah. Going live. Yeah. Inviting a coaching opportunity. Okay. So guys, think about what Sarah just said about the coaching opportunity thing. You don't have to know it all. You're not going to ever know it all, because it's constantly changing. But if you have the confidence to just share how much you love it and how it's changed your life, even if it's been 3 weeks, like just being genuine with that, that's what attracts people to coaching, not you knowing every single business detail about the business. Christy didn't propose that to me. I'm here. You're all here. I'm sure you didn't ask her know everything about coaching when you signed up. So just go into it with confidence, like Sarah said, and that's what attracts people. And you can always say, I don't know the answer to that, but I would love to get you more info and send it later. Or I know there's this great video that will explain it better than I can, and send that later. And that's okay. So, because I see a lot of that coaching sounds scary. Oh my gosh, Sarah, I'm so scared of setting goals too. I just had this convo with Jenna because we were both like freaking out that we were going to hit our goals. And we're like, okay, goals aren't meant to stress you out. They're meant to just be like a measure of seeing if you can get there. And if you do, cool. If you don't, it's okay. Yes, but I love that. I'm reading these. Andrea, setting up a phone call or video call with someone, inviting in person, that's what scares you? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I'm just reading all these just to see. So I have to say, this is what's popping into my mind after reading all of these, and other coaches feel free to jump in, but Christy was like telling me again, she's like, Cass, I've told you this over and over. Whenever you have a fear or a pushback from someone, post about it. Because honestly, you're going to reach somebody or touch somebody about that fear. And I'm like, that's so smart. Because I was like having this fear about, like, which Sarah was sharing actually, about being sincere and genuine. Like, I just posted tonight and it was a little abrasive probably, but I'm so sick of being just another Beachbody coach, because dang it, I am not just another Beachbody coach. I will give you my life because I want to help you. Like, that is, I am more than that. Right. And I want people to know that I'm not doing this like as a part-time side gig to earn money or to sell you products or whatever. Like, I'm here to do this because I truly love you and I will give you my all as a coach. And so, like, look at those things that you're having fear about. And like Sarah said, face them head on with action. And I know that's like how I've gotten over most of my fear. So I want to ask, and I don't know if somebody wants to be put on the spot, and this maybe can kind of end our call tonight, just going over some of these, but like, what's the worst that could happen with those fears? Like, honestly, like I'd love for somebody to share, like, with your fear, like, what is the worst that could happen? Like, what are you honestly fearing with that?
I will openly share that. I'm just going to go in the other room. Jameson's on the phone. But my biggest fear is sharing vulnerably about leaving my healthcare profession. So with that, it's a college degree. It's, you worked in healthcare, you're helping people. Why would you ever want to leave that? It kind of encompasses the whole not being genuine, or what's your problem? Like, you're not a good person because you wanted to leave healthcare. So there's a lot that goes into it. And the fact that I still have a part-time job. So I don't also want to disrespect anyone. So it makes it kind of difficult to share openly how I feel with that aspect of the coaching opportunity, like the freedom and not working the 9 to 5 and things like that. So I kind of go around it and share other things about the coaching opportunity, but I don't know. It's one of those things to where, what can I do? You know, because my true feelings about healthcare, probably some people don't want to hear them. And yeah, that's really that. So it's a constant battle. And maybe once I leave my other job, it'll be different. But I think that's kind of just in the back of my head, that I still have a career, so I don't want to disrespect either.
Okay, we totally just had this convo. Steph, what did we say? Like, a couple of you shared about this on our Diamond Mastermind, like getting over that fear that, and I will tell you, don't wait, because I waited and it didn't get any better. This summer I was like, oh, I'm doing this full time, and I still haven't shared, because you get into the habit of not sharing. And then you're like, how the heck do I share that? But don't feel guilty. Like Stephanie was saying, everybody has like a fun, not everybody, but a lot of people have fun part-time jobs or a hobby. Like, you can call it your hobby is coaching for now. You know, those things that you would do anyway in your life, that like working out and sharing that and helping people, like you would do that anyway, no matter what. So don't be ashamed to share those things, and share the pieces that you can until you can share what you're comfortable with, because I didn't.
Right. And like my memories on Facebook, I love reading those every day. I used to have a lot more balls when I started coaching than now. And I'm like, you know, why is that? Probably because I like was still working full time, and it's that transition now to where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I am leaving healthcare. So yeah, it's just kind of getting over myself. And I have great conversations with people working in healthcare, and I tell them, you know, my thoughts and my experiences, but sharing that publicly, like I just, again, it's that whole disrespect to not wanting to help my patients, that type of thing. Because that's not obviously my intent.
So I want to say on that mastermind, we said, if you're showing up to your job and doing what you need to do, okay, and you're showing up to coaching and doing what you need to do, then why does it matter? Because if anyone ever tries to say like, this is interfering with your work, you can say, no, I show up to my job. I do what I need to do. And it is my right to do this on the side. Because there's not a conflict of interest there. You're in healthcare. Like, you're just expanding what you do and complementing what you do by being a coach.
Right.
I don't know if that would help you, but that's kind of what we were talking, because we were talking about like nurses and people in the health field with this conversation. So,
right.
And for me, like as a teacher, I'm like, this was a natural thing. Like I'm teaching coaches, like I'm helping people with their health goals, and it was a good fit and people were really accepting of it. And I just had it in my head that they weren't. So I don't know if that helps, but
no, it does. Cause I take the helping people in their preventative care. I don't want to be treating you on the table, treating your cancer, like that type of thing. So
have you shared that?
Not really.
You should share that. That's so good.
Yeah. I need to. Thank you.
I would say that like I am the most scared of, because I feel like there is so much information. And so like when I get, okay, so I've been an active coach, I guess, for like a year. And to be honest, I have had like 2 negative responses, like 2 negative, like where I was like, whoa, okay, you just need to calm down a little bit, whatever. Everything else has been like super positive. Even if somebody is not interested, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of happy doing what I'm doing, but thank you so much for, being so positive or whatever. For me, it's about like inviting to the coaching opportunity, because some of the people that I connect with are really into health and fitness, and then other people are just like other moms kind of. And so if it's somebody who already has like a lot of knowledge when it comes to nutrition or fitness or whatever, I am like terrified because I don't know the answers. If I get challenged about something with Shakeology per se or whatever, I don't know how to respond to it. Like I just kind of like shrivel back. And so like on the like through the computer, it's a lot easier because I can take a step back, think about it, ask people questions, whatever. But on the phone, it's like you're on the spot. And I get really nervous about that. I get really nervous about in person, talking to people in person that I've reached out to on the computer. For one, like I don't want them to think, oh, I just invited you to this group and that's the only reason I'm talking to you. But I don't want this to be awkward in real life. Like moms at daycare that I've never really talked to before. If I see them in the hallway, like I instantly kind of like start to panic. Actually, today I kind of walked the opposite direction as well. She didn't see me, but it was just like, it was a long day and I just didn't want to talk to, I didn't know what to say. And so I kind of am with you on that, Andrea, when you said that you're kind of like nervous about inviting in person or talking in person too. The other thing is I connect with people on Facebook, and I don't realize that I maybe see them in person. Like example, I don't even think I told you this, Cassie. I was talking to somebody and she was like, I love your posts. They're awesome. Whatever. She changed her profile picture and I was like, oh, that guy she's with looks really familiar. Oh my gosh, this is my next door neighbor that I've only seen like 3 times outside, talked to a couple times. She's usually like mowing her lawn. Yep, I've been talking to you for a couple months. You're my neighbor. Didn't know that. That's awesome. So that's how awesome and fearful I am sometimes about stuff like that. But I told her that and she's like, I didn't know who you were either. It took me a while to figure it out until I started seeing pictures of you with your kids. So it was kind of like mutual on that, but still now we're like great friends and stuff like that. But anyways, so those are all things that I'm really fearful of. But all that comes down to is like, I need to start just be more confident in what I'm doing. And I think this last year was really good for me to get over my fear and really what people think of me. But now I need to start believing that I can do this and that I am capable and that I can make a difference and I can grow a team and be like successful at this, because I know I can. It's just I need to start believing it. So that's kind of where I'm at with.
I do the same thing, Sarah. Like I'm like dying because literally I do the same exact thing. But I was gonna say, once you like, I've been a coach just a little bit longer than you, like almost a year and a half, and I've just gotten comfortable with inviting. I'm not like super comfortable, but more comfortable with inviting to coaching. It's like practice makes perfect. Like the more you do it, the better you get, like the better equipped you are. Like a great place, honestly, to start just throwing out random, not random, but building a relationship and throwing out that invite early on is Instagram. Like people are willing to talk to you. They ask you questions. They're curious. You plant a seed with them, and you can like go through everything, go through those motions and get all those questions kind of like out of the way that people are going to have. And then you can like save your conversation. So when it comes up again, you're like, oh, okay. It's a little easier, I think, to do it through the computer, only because you have some time to like think about your responses. But definitely I would totally recommend you guys, if you haven't done that, maybe try it out on Instagram. Like if you have not invited at all, maybe try some people on Instagram, get comfortable with it, and then start spitting it out to those people that are like up there on your list of dream coaches.
I'll just say this out loud because I just typed it as Stephanie was talking. But kind of piggybacking off of what you and Sarah were just talking about with inviting people like on social media and then in person, that one, it almost like I almost could say it still comes with experience. Like I feel like not knowing social media or being comfortable with social media, like you maybe don't pay attention to their profile picture or don't pay attention to the little things. And then like the more experience that you get, it becomes easier that you recognize like, oh shoot, like I just invited her. Does that kind of make sense? Like I feel like it's almost like just learning social media and like your brain kind of becoming more competent with catching little things. Cause that's how I was with Instagram and Facebook. Cause my things used to be linked. Like if I became a new friend with someone on Facebook, I would like follow them on Instagram or something. So then they'd be liking my stuff and I'd invite them because they'd have a different profile picture and they're like, you just invited me on Facebook. I'm like, okay, yes, I did. But now I'm picking up easier, like, oh, that name or that picture, I saw that. Like it just becomes easier to kind of grasp social media. I know that's not a very concrete answer, but I think with experience and just more time, it'll become easier to not do that.
I had a random thought, just if you guys want to hear it, on if people ask you, you were talking about Shakeology and like people being like, oh, well, give me the specifics on this and this and this. I don't know the specifics on anything. I don't even like the fact people let me help them with their nutrition is a miracle, because I just don't. Like I never understood nutrition before this, and beyond the portion control system, I still don't. And so two things that I really like think are important to remember is not knowing everything is actually a good thing, because then if especially you're talking to somebody about the coach opportunity, if they ask you, oh, well, give me all the ingredients of Shakeology and what it's going to do and this, I can be like, hey girl, I can tell you, for me, it just makes me feel a lot better. Like I feel like a completely different person, and I can talk about how I didn't used to do shakes, but I can say, I can get you that information. One of the awesome things about being his coach is I don't have to know all that stuff. And so that's kind of like a weight off their back, being like, oh, you can be successful and not literally have to know all the ingredients in your product and all the things. And you can be like, if that's what you want, awesome. But we as coaches, to me, we're just really good cheerleaders, and we're just people who care about people, but we don't have to know that stuff. You can, but you don't have to. And so I think for people because a lot of people don't do this because they're like, I'm not good enough. I don't know everything. I'm not at my goal body. I'm not here. And it's just another reminder that we don't have to be there, and we don't have to have all of the answers. And so it's the same thing as I did a training. Sorry, my dog is like freaking out. I did this training on why you shouldn't check into your challenge groups all the time, like why you shouldn't be in there constantly throughout the day. And it's because your challengers are going to see you in there all the time, and that's not duplicatable for them. They'd be like, I can't check into a challenge group all the time. I can't do that all the time. I could never be a coach. Whereas like if you're only in there once or twice a day, they're like, oh, I could do that. Like, but we have to remember they're watching you and they're looking at what you're doing. And if what you're doing is not something they could see themselves doing, they won't bridge that gap, I guess.
Oh my gosh, Jenny, yes. All of that, yes. Because I think every week I get a comeback about like with coaching about how I can't post like you do, or I can't do cool live videos like you do. And I'm like, you don't have to. I'm like, I'm pretty sure my coaching is extremely successful, doesn't go live. So it's not, it's all about you and how you are going to be a coach. And Sarah, when you were sharing about the Shakeology thing, like we all, like looking at this group on here right now, we all have something that we are especially good at with coaching, or a gift that we have that's different from the other person. Like for me, fitness is not my thing, you guys. Like I like it. That's where my journey started. But am I super athletic? No. Do I want to work out every day? No. Do I love nutrition though? Absolutely. I love nutrition and I love emotional wellness. So you have to figure out like what it is that you rock at. And that's what you can tell those potential coaches and say like, I know that you are really into, you're a teacher. So you would be so good as like an upline coach and teaching those skills to other like coaches on your team, or teaching nutrition, or the programs that we have, like teaching people those things. Like you don't have to be an expert on weightlifting or whatever it is to be able to do this. So that totally reminded me of that, Jenny, that we are all different and unique in our coaching styles, and that we need to be sharing that with potential coaches so they understand that their skill set is what will make them a great coach, not what mine is and what yours is.
And I have another tangent. This is kind of a big tangent, but I thought of this when one of you guys were just talking, and I just wanted to say, like, if you, let's say you're a coach for 6 months or even a couple months and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I juggling the vital behaviors? How am I going to do what Cassie does or Jenny does? Or once I start a team, like what am I supposed to be doing? Like, how do I add that to my plate? My team has like our little mastermind call right before this call. And I was talking with Sammy about how I built my business, my entire foundation of my business. The most success I've had in my business was while I was working full time, fitting this business in the cracks of my day. I said, so never leave phase one, never stop doing your vital behaviors or losing track of, the little things in this business, because I'm working on like creating a new Getting Started Right program or training for my coaches. And I'm like, I totally forgot about the memory jogger completely, boom, over my head. And she was saying how she was making her dream team list and that. And I'm just like, never forget about that, because I did. So there's the little things that don't ever feel like you can't do what we do as leaders, because the most important things are staying in phase one. So forget about all those big fluffy things.
I don't really think that we're even doing that many things that are different. I think it's more like the facilitation of things that's the different part. And that's not a time suck at all. It's like the fun part.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell myself, I'm like, I want to go back through the 7-day quick start. Like I want to go back through the new coach training.
We should do it. That should be like a challenge for September for anyone who's been a coach for more than a year. We should go back and like do Coach Basics again.
Well, Jen's on here right now. We had our Getting Started Right call Friday, and I'm asking her questions. I'm like, is this in the Getting Started Right? Like, I don't even remember some of the stuff that's in there. So it is my goal when I create my new training or whatnot. It's my goal to go through what I send right now, because I haven't in 2 years. So humble moment right there.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to end the call with the word humble that Jenna just used, because Sarah reminded me earlier that no matter what happens with anybody, with a conversation or an invite or all that, just stay humble. You're a human being. And if someone expects more than that from you, peace out, man. I don't have time for that. So be a human, be genuine. And that's all that people can ask from you. So you're all fantastic. And you could definitely attract some great coaches. So we'll get that challenge info up about sharing the coaching opportunity and 2 invites a day. Sarah, I love you. Or Stephanie, I love you. So yeah, we'll get that done. And if you guys want to participate, awesome. I hope you do. Otherwise, keep doing awesome this month. We still have like more than a week and a half left to hit those goals and help as many people as we can. Anything else, you guys? Cool. All right. Thanks again, Sarah, for talking to us about fear. Go out and conquer those fears this week, you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.